Mississippi, which, as you well know, goes down the middle of the continent to the Gulf of Mexico. Behind us is Lake Michigan. It's a part of the Great Lakes, and it will eventually get you to those huge population centers on the East Coast. So it was this strategic location, together with the entrepreneurial qualities of the residents of this great city, that led to its growth. Now, when we will see over the course of the 19th century how commerce trumps health and leads to exponential growth here. But right now I want to point out some of the structures we have here. In front of us is the DeSable Bridge. It opened in 1920. It was designed by Edward Bennett. We don't know too much about DeSable. We know that he was the first non-Native American resident of Chicago. We know that on our right, stainless steel insets, and this is the Leo Burnett building. It was completed in 1989, designed by Kevin Roach. Their architecture. So he is giving us a very monumental masculine building. When we get out from under this bridge, look at the level of the bridges and see the very modern bridge that we have here. That modern bridge has a flat roof concept known as contextualism, where a building imitates either its built or natural environment. And here again on our left, on the top. It was designed by Carol Ross Barney and Sasaki and Associates. We'll talk more about it in a moment, but right now, in the dull green building with the Fidelity sign, mid-century modernism. And then this gorgeous building comes on the scene. The color is the color of the his contemporaries. And we see these brown medallions on the third floor. The ornamentation is very organic, and that's a nod to Louis Sullivan. And then we have these 5 coarse works of brick going along the building, and that is a nod to Frank Lloyd Wright, who emphasized the horizontality of the prairie. In 2017, there had been nothing on the spot. It was a parking lot. And the reason for that is there's high-speed train tracks underneath here. Corner allowed for multiple corner offices, much to the happiness of these senior executives there. It's only using 50% of the property, so there's lots of room for greenery. This used to have a lovely mid-tropes of white. It opened 6 days after the stock market crash of 1929, which preceded the Great Depression of the 1930s. And we see these lovely medallions. It opens theatrically to Aida, and then it closes. Can be identical because the principles of architecture are universal, and he is enforcing that in these two buildings. This site, this is contextualism. The color of the building is the color of the Chicago River here. They put South Wacker. The Sears Tower was completed in 1974. It was designed by Skidmore, Owings and Merrill, Fazlur Khan, and Bruce Graham. And in 1974, it was the tallest building in the world. Now it is not even in the top 10 tall buildings in the world. But what remains very significant about it is that it used bundled tube technology. The issue with a very tall building is the wind wants to push your building down. And bundled tube technology is a technology that allows you to produce a rather slender building that's sturdy and that can deal with the wind. The tallest building in the world is the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. And in fact, I've talked to people from it, and they say, our building looks just like theirs, only ours ends. That building is also using bundled tube technology. So it's that technology that lives on. All those windows are the same size. 311 has a triangular core with a polygon on top so that you have windows and walls of all kinds of shapes. And best of all, a 311, which is completed in 1990, has a tiara on top, a light box of 1,800 lights. Halliburton route, and it has that glass extension that's completed in 1980 in position to the Willis Tower, the black building. Even the columns are at 45-degree angles. This was Harry Weiss's Board of Trade wouldn't allow it because they said it looked too much like a cash register. Half the people on this boat wouldn't know what an old-fashioned cash register looked like. Anyway. Then here on our left, we have 2 North Riverside Plaza. This was completed in 1929, designed by Halliburton Root. It was the first of the buildings that were built here using air rights. Air rights are wonderful things for cities. We get these beautiful buildings rather than ugly railroad. They have computer-aided design in 1990, but it's not very sophisticated. So they win all kinds of engineering awards for what they did here, and they showed other architects what you could really do with difficult spaces. There are no elevators for the first 3 stories for the same reason. There's just no place. Problem. We're looking at it. That's all the room they have for the foundation. But you can't have a commercial building that's that skinny. So they have to have it expand out at the 6th floor. It is a beautiful building inside. Very, very amazingly put together. Okay, here on our left, we have this enormous sand-colored in 1967. I bet you already know that's Bertram Goldberg. He analogizes his tower to a tree. And then here on our left, we have Riverview over here. Riverview condominiums and townhomes. Designed by DeStefano, completed between 2000 and 2005. And then on our left, we had the Nicholas. It had been off for 2 or 3 years, but it was going. But now, no more. Designed by Lowen and Associates, completed in 1989, celebrating the reversal of the Chicago River. Riverview is a part of River. Is very successful in doing that. It is the second most visited attraction in the state of Illinois, second only to Millennium Park. This is one of the best views you're going to have of the Chicago skyline. So discussed in 2001. Adrian Smith's original design was stacked boxes, 150 stories high. This is 90 stories high. That would surely have made it the tallest building in Chicago, perhaps much more than that. However, then came 9/11, and people were wondering, are people going to want to live in the tallest building in a city? I had friends who worked in tall buildings, and they were afraid to go to work after that. So, and I think you've gotten the idea that architecture is something of a blood sport here in Chicago.
1 mile, merge onto Illinois 110 West.